I'm sharing an easy and simple technique on how to make your black ink look faded and distressed. Hey everyone, it's Joy here and welcome to my channel. Okay, so I'm using some newer products from Waffle Flower. This is the Postage Collage die. I'm just going to use this piece here, not any of those tiny pieces. And then the Postage Collage Tropical Sunset stamp, because I am all about the palm trees. I just absolutely love them, and so we're going to just have palm trees all over this card. So I have die cut that die piece from Mixed Media White Cardstock from scrapbook.com. I laid out my stamped images on each one of the sections ahead of time because I wanted to make sure everything was going to fit. And then I'm going to do ink blending on each one of the little square or rectangle pieces. And I'm going to tape off around the edges using some mint tape. So I'm taping just outside of the stitched line because I want the postage edge to stay white. So I'm going to do that for each one of these squares. I'm going to show you in like real time this first one, and then I'm going to speed it up because there's like 6 areas we have to ink blend. So I'm going to tape that off. I am using these sponge daubers. These are brand new, that for me, not brand new, but they're from scrapbook.com, and this is the first time I've used them, and I am already in love with them. They were the perfect size for ink blending this background. So thank you, scrapbook.com, for sending me products to work with and giving me products that way. I just want to say I am so blessed that I get to work with them. They are an amazing company. If you've ever dealt with them, you probably know that, but Cody and Laura are fantastic. I work more with Cody, but I did recently get to meet Cody and Laura in person, and that was so super exciting. And I just have to share that. I need to share a picture on Instagram too, because I just had such a blast. They were so kind to let me come and visit with them, and they gave me a tour, and I got to chat with them for a little bit. So yeah, it was a really good time, and they're really awesome people. So anyways, I'm using Distress Oxide ink in Spun Sugar and Squeeze Lemonade, and then I'm letting those colors meet in the middle and creating a fun little bit of an orange color. So I'm going to do that for each one of these sections. 3 of the sections I will add ocean, and so I'm going to use Salvaged Patina for that. So I'm going to speed this up on the rest of this, and I did my nails and I cannot get this tape off for the life of me. You know, when you have nails, sometimes you cannot pick up small things like change or paper. Yeah. So anyways, I am going to do this top section. Again, just doing some easy ink blending. And these little sponge daubers work so fantastic for this. Again, I just cannot say enough about these. So I'm so glad I have them. So again, just adding my tape to the outside of the stitched area and then doing my ink blending. So here, this one is going to have the Salvaged Patina. And then when I add the Squeezed Lemonade to this, I want to make sure I'm not blending it into the Salvaged Patina like I do with the Spun Sugar, because I don't want green. You know what I mean? If you want green, totally fine. I did not want green. I'm going to grab some newer pieces of mint tape just because it starts to get really inky, and I don't want to carry over any ink into the wrong area because I don't want to have to start this over. So again, just creating that little masked area on the outside, and here we go with a little bit of ocean and our sunset. So I want to ask you guys a question while I'm finishing this up. Are you guys a sunset person or a sunrise person? Even though I get up earlier, I still think I am a sunset person. I absolutely love a sunset if I'm on the ocean. I mean, I've been on the beach when there's been a beautiful sunrise, but I think the sunset is just the prettiest to me. So I am definitely a sunset person. So we got 2 more to go here. So like I mentioned, I'm going to be sharing a super simple, easy, ridiculously easy technique to make your black ink look faded and distressed. And I wanted this card to have a vintage vibe feeling, very soft, even though we're using black ink, distressed, faded. That's really what I was going for with this Postage theme. And I think I achieved it. I love how this turned out. I think these little images are so, so cute, and I just absolutely love them. I need to add a little bit more of that pink in there at the top. And there we go. So I'm going to take my distress sprayer and spritz the background, and I am doing bigger blobs of water and then some smaller. I'm going to let that sit for just a second and then take a dry paper towel and just dab it off gently, and it leaves the best water spots. I love it. And you get that with the Distress Oxide inks because they are water reactive, and I think it's so pretty. Okay, in my Misty, I'm going to start stamping my images. So I do, that little palm tree is bigger than that tiny rectangle at the top. So I did need to use mint tape on this one spot. So I am, or on both these spots, I'm using a palm tree and the sailboat. Sorry, I couldn't think of what it was called. So I am going to ink this up with regular black ink, dye ink. If you wanted a crisp image, you would use an archival like jet black ink, but I'm using a regular black ink, and then I'm taking a dry paper towel and gently sliding it across, and I'm going to stamp this one time. We're actually going to stamp each one of these multiple times because it kind of is a process. So I'm just dragging it one way to create some really light lines. Like, I'm not putting pressure, I'm just lightly dragging it. I'm going to ink that up again. I'm going to drag it again just a little bit, and you'll be able to see some of the ink pull off of the stamp set, and you can do as little or as much as you'd like. So I think on this third one, I'm going to ink this up one more time because I want it to be a little bit, not darker, but a little more ink in some of the areas. Now I'm just going to gently tap off some of the ink. Again, not a lot of pressure. And then that's going to create just this faded, worn down, distressed look with your black ink. Now, I will say this image right here was my most favorite one, and it was a lot lighter in general. So you could go a lot lighter, you could go darker. So I'm going to speed this up, but I'm still doing everything the same. So I'm starting by swiping it in one direction, so it creates some little bit of lines with a dry paper towel. And then now I'm just going to swipe, and I'm just going to tap a little and then stamp it one more time. So the tapping kind of softens the distressed lines. You still get a little bit of that. It just is creating, again, a faded background. So I think of, like, you know, you have some of those vintage shirts that look really faded and really worn, and that's how they're created. That's really what I was going for with these black images, Like I mentioned, if you did not want to do this, if you're someone who wants a really crisp black image, use a archival jet black ink. You can get that from, or an archival ink. I use it from, oh my gosh, my brain is not working all of a sudden. Ranger ink, my goodness. And that works really well on top of the Distress Oxide inks. If you want a crisp image, that is what you need to use on top of Distress Oxide inks. So starting off with not that ink is already going to make it look a little bit faded, and then using these couple techniques of just gently swiping and then stamping, inking it up again, and just gently dabbing off the ink, but just a little bit, and not even in all the areas. You just kind of want it in some of the areas. And then you can see, is it a little too faded? Let me add a little more ink, whatever, you know, but you can always build up. So always start with less. We've got 2 more spots to go, but isn't this cute? You've got palm trees, birds. I'm going to add a dolphin here. There's a dolphin up above it. And you can keep this just the way it is, but I do cut it apart to create my card layout, but you could leave it just like this. Just pop out all those little circles in between where it looks like you've got your little postage edges. But I did not do it that way. So let's do this image here. Fun palm trees. I just love this so much. Let me get that down. Ink this up a little bit more. So super simple, super easy technique. Like, anybody could do this. But I think it makes such a difference on how your images look. I love that it gives it that distressed look, old look, faded look. I absolutely love that. Okay, we've got our last one here. Let me ink that up again. So, I mean, it takes a second to do, but I think it's totally worth it. I'm going to splatter on the background. I have antique linen, and then I will also do the tea dye ink. And I'm just going to splatter all over. I don't mind if some of this gets on the white edges, but it won't be very much, but I don't mind if there's just a little bit. I was not going to tape everything off to splatter it again, but I do want the splatter on top of the black ink. That's why I'm doing this now. I did the water first, but I do want the splatter on top. Let me go in a little bit darker with that tea dye. And that really adds a nice touch. Then I'm going to dry this with my heat tool, and then we're going to come back in with some white splatter, and the white splatter is the absolute finishing touch. This is splatter white. I spritzed a little bit of water in. I'm mixing it with a paintbrush. This is from Spellbinders, and I'm going to do some heavy splatter, but not too much. I want bigger splatter dots like I'm getting, and I definitely want it over the black ink because that's also going to give it that faded and distressed look. And then that is going to dry. Let's create our background for this. I have a piece of A2 size mixed media cardstock. I have some Salvaged Patina on my piece of acetate. I spritzed it with water, and then I'm just going to add this a little bit to the background. I'm not going to go crazy on this background because you're not even going to see most of it, but I wanted something to peek through the images when I lay them out. I'm going to dry that, and then I'm going to use a diamond pattern stencil from the company Mintay, and I love it. I'm going to use tea dye and antique linen along with these little sponge daubers. Starting with the antique linen, I'm not going to stencil the whole thing. I'm just stenciling it in areas, kind of mainly in the white areas that the Salvaged Patina did not get on that background. And then let's bring in some of that tea dye ink and do just a little bit of that. I think this background is going to be so cute, so pretty. And I do some splatter, of course. I'm just loving the splatter. See, super simple, nothing crazy. I will do some splatter and a tiny bit of ink blending around the edges just to darken it up a little bit. Okay, so now that I've got that cleaned up, I'm just gonna, I don't know about you guys, but I always kind of check my layout. I want to make sure that I'm seeing enough of stuff around the edges, even though, again, I'm going to be cutting that apart. I'm taking what's left on my little sponge dauber that has the antique linen and ink blending that around the edges. Then I'm going to splatter with the tea dye ink, and I'm also going to splatter with the Salvaged Patina ink. Let's bring that in, give that a little, I'm just working on a silicone craft mat, so it's easy to clean up when I'm doing my ink smushing. So let me get that kind of all over the edges, around the edges, because I think that's probably where I'm going to see a lot of that. Then I'm going to use my heat tool to dry that. I do ink blend a little bit more with the tea dye on some of the edges. I did want that to be a little bit darker because if you remember on our little postage pieces, the edges of that is going to be white, and I do want that to pop off the background. So if the background has a little bit of a darker color, I'm going to notice that more. So let me just do that really quick here. Let me come back in more with that a little bit darker of the antique linen, just in some areas, not everywhere. And it also softens that stenciling and pushes that back just a little bit, which I do like. So actually I did not use the tea dye. I'm sorry, I only used antique linen. Then I'm going to use my scissors to just lightly distress the edges. You can ink blend after you distress. I like the white edges. I like seeing that white cardstock around the edge. I'm cutting just right down the center of each one, and so when you cut through those circles, it leaves that postage edge, which is really, really cute. I am just using a paintbrush, bending some of the edges. I will take my scissors, rough up some of the edges, not all of it. I don't want to get rid of or ruin the postage edge completely, but I do want it to feel a bit more distressed. I am using also a sentiment from scrapbook.com's Summer Shellebration. It's in the coming soon section, so you can click the button if you wanted to get that stamp set, because I do have everything listed and linked below for you in the description. If that is something you wanted, it's in the coming soon section, so you can just click the notify me button and you will get notified when that stamp set comes in. So bending up some of those corners, taking the scissors, just roughing up some smaller areas, and then that's giving us a nice, good distressed look. I'm going to stamp my sentiment directly onto the background. So I will get this laid out and then put this into my MISTI and stamp the sentiment with black ink. I'm not going to pop that up. Everything else will be popped up with dimension. So I'm just checking, making sure everything looks good. I think these turned out so beautiful. So this sentiment says, "Don't worry, beach happy." And I love it. So I just got that lined up at the bottom right. And then once this is done, we can get all of those little postage images into place. I do want to overlap them. It also kind of reminds me of photos. And so I'm just laying them out like maybe you would a photo spread, even though they are little postage stamps. I am using 1mm foam adhesive. It's a 1-inch roll, and I'm just cutting some little pieces. I took a picture because I do like to take pictures in case I forget how I laid something out, because anymore my memory's not great. So I'm like, how did I have that laid out? So that's why I took a photo. Everything is going to be low profile here, but I do want some dimension. You could do this with different dimensions, different size foam adhesive. There's 1mm, 2mm, 3mm that I use from scrapbook.com, but I'm just going to keep it all this way and just overlap some of these little images, and then they will be tucked around that sentiment. So let's bring in more foam adhesive. We've got our last one here. But look how that white edge pops off that background. I think that's so pretty. I noticed I kind of like I like some good clean white with my distressed cards. I think that, for me, I think that's really, really pretty. Let me add this one last piece. I'll trim off anything that's going to hang over the edge. And then I decided underneath sentiment, I'm going to cut a little piece in the bottom and distress that to give it a little bit of a torn look. It just adds a little something extra. And then this will be adhered to a white A2 size card base, and we can take a look at the finished card. I think the background is soft and subtle, but so pretty. But look at those images. I love, again, that faded black ink. I just love how these look old. They're distressed, they're faded, they're beachy, which is my favorite. They totally have a vintage vibe, and I just am so all in for this card. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project, and I hope you guys have an amazing day.